Yo, 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 welcome back to Dolphins United, the platform for Dolphins. You heard me. We back in the house. Got a quick video for y'all, man. I just want to go over some things that happened today. Y'all already know it's cut time, man. Saddest time of the year. Some of the players had to cut it from what, 80 something down to 53, all right? Maybe 80 to 50. I don't know what it was. Something to 53. I think it was 85 to 53 or something like that. Had to cut it down. Lost a lot of players, all right? A lot of those players are going to be back on the 16-person practice squad. That's going to happen. So we're going to get a lot of players back. We're going to get a lot of new players. Not many surprises, but there are a few guys that I'm going to miss, all right? So we'll go over it. Then we'll go over what it looks like for our updated depth chart. Although things can change at the bottom, we already know the turnover happens a lot throughout this season. They look for guys on waiver, and some of these guys aren't going to make it. So we'll go over as well some of the guys that are on the fringe that made the squad but need to watch stay back. All right, so let's go ahead and get it out the way. One of the guys that I hope we get back on the practice, there's two guys I hope we get back on the practice squad besides some of the notable rookies like Dokes. All right, I hope Dokes comes back, Scarlett, those guys. I hope they come back on the practice squad. But two guys from the practice squad and then one guy that I'm shocked we got rid of, which you probably all know who that is at this point. So, and if my voice sounds a little different, under the weather a little bit, starting to lose my voice, starting to get it back. So this is what I'm sounding like today. All right, just is what it is. All right, so I should put that on a shirt. It is what it is, like Dolphins United, because I say that a lot. But anyway, but merch that's very soon. Hopefully later this week I can reveal some things. I'll come out with a special video, and then we'll do a little giveaway too. Why not? All right, but anyway, back to the scheduled programming for the day. Two guys that I feel like better make the practice squad or I'm going to be a little upset. Kirk Merritt. All right, that's one. That man balled out. Let's just be honest. He balled out. All right? He was doing well in training camp. He did well in preseason, definitely against the Atlanta Falcons. The man reminds me of a poor man's Jarvis Landry. Okay? He breaks tackles. He gets yak. A poor man's, now he ain't Jarvis. They definitely don't have the catch radius that Jarvis has. Doesn't do all that spectacular catching. But the way he runs, and he runs angry, reminds me of Jarvis, a poor man's Jarvis. All right, a poor man's Jarvis. This is who it reminds me of. Want him back on the practice squad. All right, if he makes another team, that's great. But I would rather him be a Dolphin. The other person, number two, the guy that was throwing him all the passes, Reed Sinnett. I need to see Reed Sinnett back on the team. Okay, love what I was seeing from him. He's progressing. Give him a few years, he could be a great backup for us. Maybe Jacoby Brissett doesn't last, past this year. He could be a viable backup if we can continue to invest in him. So I want to see him back on the team. Once again, if he makes it on a 53 somewhere else, I'm happy for him. But I want to see him back in that jersey, wearing that number, I think it was number 4 for the Dolphins, okay? That's what I want to see. All right. Of course, we want to see some of the notable some of the notable rookies back on the team, on the practice squad. That will happen within the next few days after things happen with the waiver wire. One of the guys I'm very shocked to see go is Mckinney. Now, Mckinney was signed in the offseason, traded to us. All right, we traded away Shaq Lawson, got back Mckinney. I did a little trade with the Texans, all right? That might not be the only trade we do with the Texans. But anyway, let's go back to what I'm talking about. Hopefully not this year, and I'm going to address that at the end of this video as well. But, yeah, we did a trade, and we just let the man go, all right? And now TD put out a little information earlier today saying that we shook him down, which I already knew. We shook him down money-wise, and the I think it was $700K that we were supposed to pay him for the season, he was going to get that no matter what. So we didn't save no money letting him go. We let him go pretty much for free. The only thing I could think of letting him go is because they wanted to keep some of these other linebackers that felt like weren't that far behind Bernarjic. Now, Bernarjic, former Pro Bowler, I don't know if he's fallen off. He's 28 years old. It's not like 28 is a dinosaur in the NFL. You can still play another good 5 years and still be decent, especially at linebacker. All right, as long as you can stay in shape. Now, he is a big guy. He's probably a 2-down guy at this point. Probably not a 3-down linebacker. Maybe he came in a little heavy. Maybe. I don't know. They said that he was a real big dude. Looked like a D lineman almost. So, I don't know. Maybe he just didn't fit what they were trying to do. He wasn't as multiple. Not sure what it was. Either way, they moved off of him. And right now, the Jets and the Washington football team are both looking at him as a possible addition to their teams. So, hey, he might find work. Outside of our team, all right, real quick, I put out a little short earlier today, right after it happened. Cam Newton is gone. That is crazy, right? It seemed as if, from the reports, it was neck and neck with Mac Jones. Cam Newton was about right here. Mac Jones was about right here, okay? I'm going to come up a little bit so y'all can see that. It was a little close, all right? It was close. So, and I hope my camera it's supposed to. It's an expensive camera. Back on my face the way it was before. But anyway, it was real close. And if you know anything about football, if it's close and the rookie is right here, they're going to start the rookie. Because if it's close, you might as well get him that experience. That's what happened. I'm not shocked that they picked him to start. I'm shocked that they got him off the team. Because this is something that Miami didn't do last year. Now, it's not like at the middle of the season, once you switch over to Tua, you're going to be like, all right, Fitz, we're going to cut you. You know, so it's not the same scenario. But I'm not even sure if Tua won out, that they would have released Fitz. All right, so it's a different strategy, different way, different philosophy of going about things. Getting rid of the veteran quarterback, experienced quarterback, and just giving the team over to the player and saying, hey, it's on you this whole season. You're not getting pulled. You're not going to have anybody looking over your shoulder. So different philosophy. We'll see how it works out for them. It is now Mac Jones' team. If I felt like we had 60% chance to win the game, I now feel like we have a 90% chance to win the game. Now, why? It's not because Mac Jones is sorry, all right? Because Mac Jones is a decent quarterback already, all right? Actually, he's ahead of where Tua was last year. And that's just point blank period. Take it as you will. All right, he's ahead of where Tua was last year. Tua did not have a full mini camp, OTAs training camp. That's understood. Tua was coming off a major injury. That's understood. Tua didn't have any preseason whatsoever. That is understood. Trust me. Still, Mac Jones is ahead. Because of all those reasons, he's ahead as well. I understand that, but he is ahead. Point blank period. He's ahead, guys. All right, so don't beat me up in the comment section saying all these things that Tua was, or watch that part of the video, click off, didn't hear all the reasons I just mentioned, and then try to repeat them back to me because you didn't finish the video. All right, watch up until this point, and then if you want to comment and talk about it, let's talk about it. All right, but please remember, I understand all these points I just said of myself. All right, anyway, Mac Jones is going to have to play against our defense. It ain't looking good. That's why I'm saying 90%. It ain't looking good to play against our defense. We don't play when it comes to rookies. All right, we don't play. We send it at you, and you better figure it out. The man has a problem holding on to the football. Okay, he holds on to the football like Tua was last year, and like Tua was some in training camp as well. He holds on to the rock. He's going to get sacked. All right, he's going to get sacked. One thing about him, he's very accurate. Probably not going to throw us any picks, but maybe X can get him on one. All right, maybe X can get him on one, or maybe somebody else, maybe it's a tip and an interception. We'll see what happens to that in that regard, but he does hold on to the football, so he will be getting confused by our defense. All right, we're going to throw it at him. All right, so can't wait for game one now. It's Tua's team versus Mac Jones' team, both Alabama quarterbacks, former Alabama quarterbacks. Hey, You know, Alabama's pumping them out right now. All right, and you can say it's because of the wide receivers if you want, but I know other teams with great wide receivers and their quarterbacks didn't go in the first round. So anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about the guys that actually made the squad, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the depth chart because I can't remember all that stuff. All right, so let me pull up the depth chart real quick on my phone. And let's go over it. All right, so here's what we got. We got Tua, we got Jacoby at quarterback. At running back, this is crazy to me. We have Myles Gaskins, we have Ahmed, and then we have Brown, okay? And not necessarily in that order, but that's the three guys we have. I'm surprised we did not keep a fourth. Scarlett looked good, decent. Dokes looked real good in the last game. Patrick Laird is not making the squad. So I'm a little shocked that they only kept three, especially at running back, especially because Ahmed and Gaskin had issues staying healthy, and Brown has had issues staying healthy in the past. I know they're going to have some guys on the practice squad that they can pull up at any time. So we'll see what happens there. But I am shocked to see that on the initial 53. Let's move on to wide receivers. Albert Wilson, Fuller, who only will be available week 2 and on. All right, so he's not really available at the moment. Devontae, Waddle, Preston made the team, who hasn't shown us anything in preseason. He made the squad. I'm a little bit shocked by that. I would have rather kept Kirk Merritt on the 53 over Preston because Preston hasn't shown anything and he's very injury prone like some of these other guys on the list. Jakeem shook him down. He's making $3 million on a 1-year contract with us now. They voided the last 2. After this season, he is a free agent. He's on a prove-it deal at this point. We'll see what happens. Maybe they trade him. Maybe they find somebody to trade with him later on. They've kept him on the team for now, restructured his contract. I'm shocked he made the squad. He was one of the guys I thought it was going to be a cut. He has found a way to make the team. He did decent. He's an excellent all-world, all-pro punt kickoff returner. So, hey, maybe that's why they kept him. Maybe they feel like they don't want Waddle to do that job. Mac Hollins had to make the squad. Plain and simple, had to make the squad. At this point, he's above Preston Williams to me. All right? He's up there, okay, in my opinion. I really love this kid. He's playing well, had to make the team. Has a great rapport with Tua, by the way. Worked with him in the summer, and it shows. Let's move on. Tight end, Shaheen, Durham Smythe, Sethan Carter, Hunter Long, Mike Gesicki. 5 seems a little much. Durham, I thought, was not going to make the squad, but he kept showing up in practice and in games. So how do you leave him off? You weren't going to leave off Adam because he's one of your best blocking tight ends. Sethan Carter maybe is your fullback option, H-back option. I don't know. Maybe that's why they kept him on the team. Or maybe he's a great special teamer because they only kept 3 running backs. So this looks like where your extra running back went. It went to tight ends, okay? So that's a little odd to me. They kept 9 offensive linemen. The guys of note are the guys that they actually, well, Robert Jones definitely is of note. And if you've seen him shove, he was 65, number 65. If you've seen him shove that defensive back against Atlanta, shoved this dude like almost out of the frame. That's probably why he stayed on the team. Nasty in the open field. All right, so he probably won a job just based off of that. Where am I at? All right, right here. So Robert Jones made the team. Robert Hunt. All right, not to be confused with those two. Mance, I don't know what his name. Greg Mance. He made the team, of course, and then Greg Little made the team. So we got 2 Gregs, we got 2 Roberts. That's a little confusing. But anyway, all the other guys you pretty much knew were going to make the team. All right, they cut 2 centers because Mance apparently can play guard or center. So there you go there. D-line, we got Adam Butler. John Jenkins made the team. We have Agba, Sealer, Wilkins, Raekwon Davis. We already knew that was going to happen. Kept 7 linebackers. Jalen Phillips, Van Ginkel, Duke Riley, Sammy Guavin, Roberts, Baker, and Scarlett. All right? Brendan Scarlett is the guy they pretty much kept over Bernardrick McKinney. at this point. All right, so that's the guy, and then Riley as well, of course. Those two guys ended up making the squad. Hey, that's what they chose to do. Let's see if it works out. Moving on to DBs, they kept 12 of them. Mckinney, Rowe, Holland, we already know. X, Jones are going to make the team. Justin Coleman made it. Brandon Jones, we already knew was going to make the team. Jason McCourty, Jamal Perry kept showing up. Nick Needham was going to make the team. Fedglum, I'm shocked. Maybe it's because of special teams. And then Trill Williams, I am shocked as well because he got roasted. All right, he got roasted a good bit. Now, I believe he had an interception possibly. Maybe not. But he was getting roasted. I'm shocked he made the team. Maybe he's going to be a beast on special teams. And then you have, of course, special teams. Let's talk about that because we can't leave that out. You have Pilardi, Jason, and Ferguson, Blake Ferguson. They all made the squad. We already knew that they were going to make the team. So that's your 53 for right now. Things will change. They will pick up guys. That's just how it works. And then some of these guys at the end will be cut. And I'm thinking Sethan Carter might be one of them. Maybe even Durham. Maybe Trill. And maybe Scarlett. Some of those guys might not stay on the team. And maybe Jakeem. You know, some of these guys might not stay on the team. They're probably towards the, maybe not Jakeem, but those other guys I mentioned are probably towards the end of the depth chart. Some of those guys might get cut for other guys coming on. All right, but anyway, just wanted to put that video out. I know it's a little longer video, but I had to explain everything, go over everything. Let's talk about Deshaun Watson real quick. And here's all I'm going to say. I will believe it when I see it. All right? A guy asked me about that in the comment section on my last video, and I said that same thing. I will believe it when I see it. We don't need to go back and forth about what the Dolphins feel or why they're not putting this and that out. Let's just wait till it happens. All right? When it happens, it happens. If it don't happen, we rocking with Tua, and that's all I care about at this point. Fins up till we die. Y'all already know what it is. I will see y'all later.